What's going on, nation? I'm Scott from MuscularStrength.com, and today we're going to expose the 5 fundamental muscle building mistakes that are holding you back from maximizing your muscle gains. And no, I'm not talking about the people who are trying to maintain a certain look. That's totally different. I'm talking about the guys in the gym that have been lifting weights for years, trying to make gains, but they still look the same as they did the first day they walked through the door. So, if this sounds like you and you want to start building some muscle, then you need to make sure that you really pay attention. And for those of you who might be seeing gains, but maybe they're not as fast as you'd like, you better pay attention too. But before we get started, be sure to turn on video notifications so that you never miss a new video upload. Now, let's dive right into mistake number 1, and that is you think you're eating enough. Guys, there's no point in even touching the next 4 mistakes if you do not fix this one first. Your training might be flawless with no weak points whatsoever, but you will not gain an ounce of muscle if you do not eat properly to support those gains. Period. And I'm not just talking about adding some protein shakes to your meal plan, guys. Well, yeah, obviously protein and amino acids in general are the building blocks of muscle, but you need more than just adequate protein to reach your muscle building potential. So, since I know you guys love bullet points, I will summarize everything you need to know on your screen right now. First off, you need to be consuming enough protein. How much is enough? Well, typically, 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body weight should be enough. But if you want to be on the safe side, you could even go higher and do about 1.5 grams of protein per pound of lean body weight. And remember though, lean body weight is your total weight minus your body fat. I'm not saying total weight in general, guys. Next, you need to make sure that you're in a caloric surplus. Again, guys, protein consumption alone means nothing if it's not accompanied by a slight caloric surplus. Otherwise, protein is just simply used for your energy needs. Only after your body is getting enough energy, and only then, can excess protein be allocated towards building new muscle tissue. Now, I know some of you guys are going to bring up positive nitrogen balance because there are some videos on YouTube explaining that you can build muscle without being in a surplus of calories. However, I highly disagree, and if you would like to see an in-depth video on that, be sure to comment below and click that notification bell so you don't miss it once I make it. But moving on, next up we have you need to be consuming enough carbs. Why is this important, guys? Well, carbohydrates are your body's preferred source of energy. If you do not provide your body with the fuel it needs, how can you expect to have the energy required to smash your workouts, break PRs, and become stronger or bigger? The easy answer is you can't. And lastly, guys, your meal plan needs to be clean. And this simply means that the protein, carbs, fat, and calories that you're tracking, they're just numbers on your MuscularStrength.com app, guys. These numbers are only quantities of how much you ate, but you need to ensure that the quality of your food sources is enough to maximize your muscle building potential. Remember that getting your macronutrients from high quality sources of food means you're also getting indispensable micronutrients such as vitamins and minerals that will play a vital role in your muscle building and your health in general. This is why when people say things like, protein is protein, bro, and they eat shitty processed food all day, look ripped as hell, and claim if it fits your macros, you should know by now that they're lying to you and they're on drugs. So don't fall for the gimmicks, guys. So now that you've got your meal plan in order and you're adhering to it every single day with dedication, we can move on to the next mistake that's killing your gains, and that is you're performing too many exercises. Guys, more is not always better, period. Performing 5, 6, 7, or even sometimes 8 exercises for one body part is the very definition of killing your gains. You go to the gym to stimulate, not annihilate your muscles, okay? It seems that most of us have this image in our head that our workouts have to be 90 minutes and we need to just keep hammering out as many different exercises as we can find until that 90 minutes is up. Guys, this is backwards thinking. I mean, you definitely don't want to leave anything left in the tank, but you'll be able to see much more growth and track your progress performing 5 to 10 sets on a compound movement that will be responsible for the majority of your muscle growth versus rushing through 3 sets per exercise on 6 different exercises. I literally see guys in my gym rushing from barbells to dumbbells to machines as fast as they can, trying to perform all the exercises they know for a specific body part, thinking that the more they do, the more benefits they'll get from it. But don't be like those guys. For example, a standard dumbbell bench press targets every single fiber of your chest for growth. You don't have to do an incline bench press and decline bench press and flies and push-ups and dips and cable presses and pullovers just to see growth. In fact, if you were to focus on 2, maybe 3 exercises per body part and try to become stronger on those exercises, you would see much faster growth. Remember, we always want to work smart, not hard, which actually brings me to the next deadly mistake to your gains, and that is mistake number 3, jumping from program to program every single week. All right, so if you're performing a different exercise routine every single time you step into the gym, you're doing it wrong. You failed the gym. Hashtag failed, okay, guys? You can't expect your muscles to grow if you keep confusing them all the time. Let me explain. You lift weights and demand more of your muscles than they can handle. Then, your muscles in return are forced to deal with this problem by adapting and becoming stronger and hopefully bigger, right? This stimulus, however, needs to be consistent because if you keep changing the stimulus to a different movement pattern, your muscles never really need to adapt because they don't know what they're adapting to. Makes sense, right? For example, if you try to bench press 150 pounds right now and you can barely do it, your chest will have to become stronger by the next time you try it again. It wants to be able to lift the weight because that's what you're telling it to do. Then maybe the next time you try to bench press, maybe you will be able to bench 150 pounds, but you'll barely be able to get 155 pounds. See where this is going, guys? Now, if you forget all about the bench press next week and swap it in with, let's say, dips or flies, what have you really done? You've just confused your chest and now it doesn't know what to adapt for. The movement pattern is completely different for those exercises, so your body has to change all over again to start adapting to that movement. But this now begs the question, how long should you stay on a specific program? Well, the answer is actually much simpler than you think, and that answer is until you stop making gains with it. It could be 3 months, it could be 6 months, or even a year from now if you're new to lifting. But when that day finally comes, in order to bust through your plateau, you will need to find a new program and stick with it until, once again, you stop making gains. So, if you've reached a plateau, go over to my site, muscularstrength.com, and pick the program that best suits your goals and start following it today. Mistake number 4, and one of my favorites, is lack of mind-muscle connection. Well, it's not my favorite mistake to make, it's just my favorite mistake to help correct. I talk about this all the time too, you guys know that. Lifting weights is not simply moving an object from point A to point B. We've all seen the Planet Fitness commercials. I lift things up and put them down, okay? It's more than that, especially if you want to see growth. In fact, it's very possible that you're doing everything else right, but you're still not growing because you're not allowing the muscles that should be doing the work completely take over the exercises that you're performing. For example, let's say you're doing back rows. You might be using proper form and the movement might look perfect from the outside. However, most people who don't know how to connect with their back muscles tend to overuse their biceps, shoulders, and even forearms in order to pull the weight back, getting almost zero back stimulation in the process. So, if you're one of those guys, you need to lighten up on the weight and start from scratch, focusing on engaging the right muscles for each lift. You basically need to start lifting with purpose and let go of your ego. And if you need more help with Mind Muscle Connection, I will link you guys to an awesome video I did, and I'll put it in my pinned comment below. So make sure you check it out. And moving on to our last mistake, so mistake number 5, training too often or not training enough. Again, guys, your training frequency can either make or break your gains. Ideally, you want to be engaging and challenging every muscle group at least twice a week to maximize muscle growth so you can take full advantage of the anabolic window. And why do you want to do this? Well, once you work out a specific muscle group, muscle growth will be in effect for the next 24 to maybe 48 hours if you're lucky. So, if you train chest today and wait until next week to train it again, you're essentially ensuring that it is not growing 5 out of the 7 days a week. However, if you have another chest session later in the week, you'll ensure that your chest is always growing. Now, having said that, a push-pull leg split is by far your best bet to achieve that optimal frequency. You'll be doing push-pull, legs, rest, repeat, which gives you enough rest and muscle stimulation at the same time to see gains. And one more thing, guys, before we really drive this video home, I know a lot of you love going to the gym as much as I do, or maybe even more. Going to the gym every single day might be the best part of your day, but my question to you is, when are you recovering? You need to set a bit of time aside to let your body heal and recover. You're not a machine. Even Goku only hits a new level of power or a Zenkai boost after destroying his body and letting it fully heal. I mean, he sat in that healing tank for like 40 episodes while his friends were getting beaten to death by Frieza. I'm not ready, guys. Hold on. I'll be right there, right? But if you absolutely need to do something physical on your rest days, you can easily go for a run or do some other kind of cardio, stretching, or maybe a quick abs routine at home to fill your needs. Be sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more great content, and as always, more good stuff coming soon. See you guys.